Welcome to FMC Motorsport. Today I'm here at Rafa's workshop. What's up, bro? What's up, sir? Today we're going to talk about one of the problems that Audi and Volkswagen haven't solved to this day. Believe it or not, it's been many years and it's been recurring since 2012, 13, 14 and so on. The problem always occurs. There are rare exceptions when the problem doesn't occur. We're here with some parts so Rafa can explain to you both the problem, how long it takes to maintain it, and how long it will take you to fix the problem in your car. Look, here we have the famous TSI water pump, right? This water pump here is used on the first and second generation Z88. This water pump here is from the third generation EA88. These two water pumps here in the middle are from the 1.4 TSI gearbox engines that are used in the first Audi A1s here in Brazil. All of these pumps here had the same problem, which was leaking. In the case of the water pump of the first and second generation ZA88, it has a slightly simpler operation than the newer one, right? And it usually leaks here in the same places, in its seals, in the sensor, in the pipe. But this is a 100% mechanical water pump. It has nothing electronic. It is a simpler water pump. Later the part was changed, but it also presents the same problem. This one here is already from the third generation. It has an electronic operation here in the thermostatic part, and it is also a water pump that usually leaks here in the part of the joints. Basically the same problem as the one of the first and second generation EA88. And just to add, there is also the option of, in addition to leaking, also having a problem with the electronic part, right? It can also happen, of course, but it can also happen. Yes, the most common problem is a coolant leak, right? But this part here in the third generation can also cause problems with the electronic control of the thermostatic valve. In all cases, the solution is to replace the water pump with a genuine water pump, right? Here we install the genuine water pump. In the case of the A88 and the 1.4 and 1.0 TSI as well, 1.6 MSI, the water pump is driven by a timing belt. It is important to replace it along with the water pump as well. And this water pump here is a little different from the gearbox engines that equip the 1.4 TSI. This water pump also has a leaking problem. This one here is a genuine Audi, it also leaked. This one here is a parallel one. It ended up leaking as well. This water pump here, it is no longer driven by a timing belt. It is the poly belt that makes this belt work here. It's a little bit simpler to replace than the 88s. And another thing, how long does it take on average to perform this service? For all engine types, you basically leave the car here at the garage in the morning, and we'll deliver it by the end of the afternoon. That's how long it takes us to remove the part from the car, identify where the defect is, and order the water pump. When we don't have it, we usually have it in stock here too. We clean the place, right, because everything gets stained with fluid, install the new water pump, and test it, right? And another thing that's important to mention is that in general we recommend original parts, right, genuine parts, Volkswagen or Audi. There are some spare parts from brands that Rafa also recommends that are German, okay? But it's also like that, if the original one has a problem, you'll replace it with an original one. It may also have a problem, but much later, okay? So, in general, from what I've seen, these water pumps usually last 3 or 4 years. Some even never have a problem, but it's very rare. Tell me. So, what we've noticed is that we've had cars with very low mileage with problems with the water pump, and other cars with high mileage with the original water pump that was never replaced. One thing that can help increase the lifespan of the water pump is to replace the coolant as a preventive measure, preferably one that meets the manufacturer's standards. This can guarantee a longer lifespan for the water pump, but it won't eliminate the possibility of it failing, right? It can still leak even with new coolant. And one of the other things that we'll use this video to explain to you is how often you recommend cleaning the cooling system and changing the coolant. And also remember that if the coolant isn't up to date, what's the problem? No, only the water pump can suffer from corrosion, but the radiator can also have problems. Whether you like it or not, if there is corrosion, it can spread to the hoses, connections, and everywhere. So, whether you like it or not, it is an inexpensive procedure that will save you a lot of money in the future. So, how often do you recommend replacing it? Since it is a cheap and simple replacement, we recommend replacing the entire coolant every year. It is a simple service, it does not take long to perform, and it is also not a very high investment. It is worth replacing it to keep the entire cooling system and the internal part of the engine clean, without any type of oxidation. In the case of this water pump here from the first and second generation, you can see that there is a brown stain here. This is oxidation due to minerals in the coolant, or sometimes the car leaked, and the person filled it with normal water, which can happen, or with a liquid that does not meet the standards indicated by the manufacturer, the low-quality liquid, which can cause this problem here. And this dirt that is in the water pump also gets inside the engine, in the cooling galleries. And there is no way to clean it 100% if it stays in the galleries. That is why it is so important that you always pay attention to the issue of fluids. We even have a previous video that we recorded here at FMC with Rafa explaining what it is important for you to do once a year. So let's suppose that your car, you drive much less than 10,000 kilometers, your car is an original car, you will have it serviced once a year, and you will save a little more. Instead of changing only the oil and filter, you will give it a little extra pressure and change the other fluids, okay? What we call other fluids would be changing the oil and filter, which is the basic thing, which is mandatory, but it also cleans the cooling system, changes the fluid, and also takes the opportunity to change the brake fluid, which so many people forget to do, so many garages forget to remember, and it is something important. So, you will add two things that do not cost much more, but you will save other parts that are much more expensive so that in the future you will have to do this maintenance. So it is preventive, okay? The more preventive maintenance you do in this case of fluids, the better. Your engine will last longer, less headaches and less expense in the future. Okay, guys? So, this was a video of the water pumps of some Volkswagen and Audi models. And, of course, it needed service, both remap and basic maintenance. Also needing some problem, you have some big, intermittent problem that you can't figure out in your car. Bring it here and Rafa can solve it, he can service your car. And, of course, routine maintenance, oil changes, filter changes, come here to FMC. And remember, I'll leave the contact details below for you, okay? Both the phone number and the address. The workshop is here in Sao Paulo, so if you're from other states, unfortunately you won't be able to bring it here, I think, because it's too far away. But if you're from Sao Paulo or close to Sao Paulo, here's the solution for you. Deal, guys? Hugs to all. Bye. Ciao.